All right, all right, all right. And we are live in five, four, three, two, one. All right, all right, all right. See if that's correct. Try to adjust this just a little bit. I have to double check sound, guys, to make sure that we're dialed in because that last one, when I took the microphone out of my ear, the sound turned off. When I took the microphone out of my ear, the sound turned off. Yeah, what a bummer. Sounds like we got sound now, all right? Sounds like we got sound. It's good enough. Let's see. I think I put the camera on here different than I did last time. Did I? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Wow, so much of that video was lost. At what point did the sound cut out? I think when I took the microphone out. So at like I don't know, it says 23 minutes long at like the 12-minute mark or something. Not even that far. Good God. Like 8 minutes in or something, maybe. Let's see. Um, don't know. But what a bummer, because I really talked about some interesting things. And I wish I still had those. Not even at the 9-minute mark. Let's see here. I started singing that song, and then all was lost. I'll pick up where I left off, I guess. How's that? We'll see where I left off. Yeah, right here. Minute 9:20. And there it cut right there, 9:26. Sound cuts at 9:26. I'll have to put that in the description box. Sound cuts at 09. Do you have to put that? 26. How do you write these things in here? Let me see if that works. If it turns blue, it works. Yeah, it turned blue. And the other interesting thing, I'm going to go ahead and shut that off now. But the other interesting thing is I go on my content on YouTube in the dashboard, like the creators section, and it doesn't have that video available for download because I was going to download it and back it up, and I'm gonna start backing it up because I got a couple of, what are they called? Tits, terabytes, tibs. I got a couple of tits hanging out now, so I can do that a little bit with things I like a lot. Like I liked that one, but this one said that it wasn't available for download. It's grayed out. I wonder if that's just because they're processing it still. We'll see if other ones. Let me check a later one. Yeah, I can download the one prior to that. So it probably just takes some time. I probably never tried to download it immediately. In fact, I seldom ever download them. Oh, but one of the things I was talking about was upcoming changes to the channel that I'm going to do. Number one, I'm probably going to drop like 1,000 videos off my channel. I've done this before. I've got 1,400, close to 1,500 now. And last time I was at around 2,300, I think, and I dropped 1,000 videos, brought me back down to 1,300. Now I'm back up to close to 1,500. I think I'm going to do it again and get the channel super small. And I'm going to go through and just do it 100 at a time because that time I did it all in one night. And it actually only, when I first did it, it took me like 6 or 7 hours. When I first did it, it took me like, oh, they only approved like the deletion of like 300 at first. And then about 4 or 5 days later, it showed 700 of them had been deleted. But that meant that 300 had never successfully been deleted. But then when I checked the numbers on my channel, it showed that approximately 8 or 900 had been deleted. So I don't know. I mean, when you're talking about hundreds of videos at a time, and some of them quite long, none of them in the crazy insanity hours of, like 6 to 12 hours at a time. Nothing like that. I'm talking 45 minutes. 45 minutes is a long video for me. That's huge. The other night I went like 6 hours or something. That was crazy. I'd never experienced that before. And it really turned into shit at the end. Jesus Christ himself showed up and it just went downhill from there, right? But it was good fun nonetheless, you know. You can't slide a motherfucker just because he's been crucified. So happy 4th of July, guys. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so here's what I wanted to say. I'm going to delete a bunch of videos and then some of the better content that's more valuable, I'm going to put on buymeacoffee.com. So check me out over there if you like some of my content. www.imnotacriminal.com, right? / Frank Monday. Buy me a coffee. So you put a little something, something in the tip jar. Benjamins are nice. It's my favorite forefather of the USA, historical figure. I liked. I read his autobiography. Yeah, a lot of people these days are saying that kind of stuff is fake, but I don't know if that's true or not. I liked it. I found a lot of life in it, and even if it is just a well-written story, it has useful tools in it, and it's a fun thing to do. So I don't know. Yeah, and actually, I do like. I've been out in lightning storms and chased lightning storms, and I don't doubt the motherfucker went out there naked with a kite and a key. Um, I'm not saying that's the origin of electricity, but as a motherfucker trying to figure things out, I do not doubt that at all. That sounds like something I would do. Last time we had a good thunderstorm roll through, I ran out into the park and went to the highest hill in the park to watch it and film it, and got some really, really beautiful, powerful film of it. And it was fun wandering around through the park wilderness. I mean, it's trees and hills. It's almost like being in the wilderness. There's no wild boar out there or grizzly bears, but it has that feeling to it. And chasing the lightning, watching it roll by, uh, the wind and the rain and the darkness and the trees all around you. But it's good. It's really, really good because in situations like that, like all the creatures of the earth fear that great explosion in the sky, but man alone can observe it with a conscious, like our consciousness is far different than the animal kingdom. And we go out and we watch the Heavenly Father, Zeus, riding the lightning. Um, we're on an elevated plane because like the wind is blowing all the spiders and they're hiding, and cowering, and the snakes are going back into their holes, and the mosquitoes all settle down, and so you can run out there without any interference from those creatures or even the other bigger creatures like the bears and shit. They would hunker down too. They all do that. They all fear the storm. But as man, we don't have to. We can ride the lightning. We can sit atop a tornado and fly through the fucking sky, um, and meet up with our gods, on a heavenly plane. And we will eventually anyway, whether you like it or not. That's where you're headed, my friend. Right? I think in the last transmission that got cut off and turned. Um, Let me double check to make sure that I'm still. You can still hear me. That my sound is still working. That stupid little earbud, when you take it out, it turns off, man. Let me check this really quick because I was having fun with myself. I was having fun listening to the sound of my own voice. Okay, good. We're golden. Um, I was having fun interacting with you guys in Happy Land. I was thinking about my friends out there, Frater Tomas. I was thinking about you, Jersey Devil, Frater Francis, Miss Beloved Mary Moon, and all of you. Remember Jeff Tiedrick? You guys remember that motherfucker? Jack, what's his name? Jack Talcott. Good fun people out in Happy Land, man. A playback error occurred. Let me see if this thing is still transmitting because I don't know that it is. Yeah, good. It's good that I should check it occasionally because, like I said, that last transmission went south. But it lasted almost as many minutes as it lasted. I'm going to download it, I'm gonna throw the song on there that the guy sings because I thought it was fun, and then I'll probably cut it there. So that last video, guys, if you did watch it, then it will be edited and reposted. Uh, Other things, I pull a lot of information from Beyond the Veil, from Dreamland, and from Premonitions and Visions. And many of these I share openly with the community. And I've written a lot of infographics based on the teachings of the Tao and the path to enlightenment, pathways of the Magi, way of the scholar warrior, hypnoapotheosis, so on and so forth. All of the great programs I've done with the 100-day challenge. And going forward, I'm not just going to offer those things openly anymore. You're going to have to go over and stick a one-time tip in the tip jar at buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday to get the prima materia, right? The better material. And I'm going to keep my mouth shut for the most part. I will still continue to post live streams and videos and stuff like that, but they're going to be more of the nature of teasers and garnering interest because the teaching is actually quite valuable, and folks need to make a little initial donation in order to be able to access a lot of it. And some of it may be questionable, and so I should go back and review it. And I'm going to do that work. And like I said, just even deleting 1,000 videos that time took me 8 hours to do. So if I'm going to clean up the channel and make it all better, I mean, 8 hours is no small thing, right? Um, it wouldn't be impossible to put a one-time tip in the tip jar because that will grant you access. Once you're a supporter on Buy Me a Coffee, you have, as far as I know, lifetime access. You're always considered a supporter. Like the very first person who supported me there. There have been 13 now, and the very first one, dropped a fiver, and I think that's subscription or not subscription, but minimum one-time donation. But since then, they've always been on the mailing list, and they've always had supporter status, which means they can look at all the private articles, which there are many, and picture files and everything behind the scenes. And in the future, there will be private video links. That's what I'm going to start adding to that, private video links. Because some of the stuff I do on YouTube is risque, and I take it down, I unlist it, I make it private, and you should still have access to that. And then, in addition, like inner teaching stuff, when I feel like I'm going to go into an inner teaching moment, then I'll just shift and I'll do that. I'll shut down this or whatever, and then jump over and then do that segment because I have a lot of segments in me, and there's a lot I want to get out. Additionally, I want to share my book. I've been writing books now for 20 years, and short stories mostly, but I'm trying to compile all of my short stories into a book format because they're all short and interesting enough that they would make good ghost stories, horror stories, stories of the paranormal, this kind of thing. And most of it, in fact, is based on like real life experience and things that I've heard, but somewhat embellished. Absolutely. And most of the time, I'm going to just change all of the names. You won't be able to directly reference the people that were involved. So that'll be good fun. And I look forward to sharing that. I look forward to getting your commentary on that too and telling me, hey, Frank Money, why don't you go suck a dick? Your writing style sucks or whatever, or wow, that was an interesting story. That was fun to read. It was short. It was interesting. I enjoyed that. So yeah, that'll be good fun. And I'm looking forward to that. That's something I'm going to work on this summer, actually. I'm going to work on all that because I am officially off on the 12th, which is about a week from now, and I will be off for exactly 1 month for the summer before I have to go back into training and get ready for the next semester. So I'll have some of that free time. Obviously, I'm going to hang out with my kids 90% of the time, but as you know, I get up super early morning, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and that gives me 4 or 5 hours before anybody else fucking even thinks about getting out of bed. So I have plenty of time to work on video stuff. I love y'all, good looking, sexy people. Happy 4th of July. I'll see you on the next transmission. Until then, ad astra, prospera, and do what thou wilt.